Dad was a quiet man, that's how I remember him. Kept himself to himself most of the time. There were 9 of us in family, I was the second youngest, so maybe when I came along, Dad was old. Looking back now, I can remember Mother was the boss. I think she inherited it from her own mother, so maybe early on in the marriage, Dad took a back seat. I can think of an incident once. Mother was away in England visiting her 2 daughters who had started to run wild a bit in London. It was Dad, me and the younger brother who were left behind in our corporation house up on the north side. Out of the blue one day he said, "This is a very lonely house. I don't know why anybody would want to stay here in this house." It's one of the few times he let me know how he was feeling. I guess he was missing the mother badly. I can remember he'd take me with him down to the town. Him in his dark suit, pea-capped, and me in me short pants, and me 2 bony knees, and ears sticking out like the indicators of old-fashioned cars. I was fascinated by the 2 bridges in front of the city hall. Part of one would swing open like a gate to let the shipping come up the river. The other would lift up in the centre and point up to the sky. I love watching them. A lot of my father's friends used to hang around this area. They all seemed to be wearing the same kind of black suit and pea caps. Looking back at it now, they were all probably on the dole and just killing time. Sometimes when the father drew the dole, he'd buy me an ice cream from the Polo ice cream shop at the end of the mall. It was more ice than ice cream, but for a small boy, it was delicious. You had to eat it fast or it would run down your hands. I can remember maybe I was 7 years and father got 3 weeks part-time work down the docks in the mill. I went with my mother to get some money from him, and we went straight over to the milk and cake shop in Parnell Place. After a pint of milk and 2 big chunks of donkey's gudge, I tell you boy, I could hardly walk. But as the old saying goes, time waits for no man. My father died when I was a teenager. At that stage, I was busy in my own little world, full of my own self-importance. And I think maybe there was a big generation gap too. I wish now we could have talked to each other a lot more. I think he had a lot to say behind it all. But all his life he was just a quiet man, kept himself to himself. I'd like to have known more about him, his early life, and all the local history that went with it. It would have been brilliant to be able to write it down. He's a long time gone now. A lot of years have gone by, and I am left with the thought behind it all. I never really knew the father.